Imagine waking up every day full of energy and ready for fun, all because you stopped the struggle of following through on those healthy habits that matter. What if I told you the secret doesn't lie in the things you do, but in the way you think? In this video, I'm sharing 3 very simple but powerful mindset shifts that will help you dial in that healthier lifestyle the easy way. These aren't just tips. They're proven strategies to rewire your brain for success. You might think you already know the right healthy habits, but if you're not doing it, do you really know them? Because without changing your thinking, true transformation is always going to be a struggle. And tip number 3, I think, is the most powerful and really helped me flip the switch and dial in that healthier lifestyle. As a mom of 3 daughters, I know a little something about mean girls. But here's the thing, that mean girl that lives inside your head, you don't have to tolerate it. So first off, talk nicer to yourself. That narrator in your head tends to be a bully. So let's flip that script and change her into your inner cheerleader. It makes those healthy habits easier to follow through. You do not need that boot camp style mean girl voice in your head trying to motivate you. It really doesn't last because no one likes to feel bad about themselves. Just think when our kids were learning to walk. How different would it have been if every time they tried to walk and they fell, we were like, oh, I knew you couldn't do it, or you shouldn't even try. We say those things to ourselves, but instead what did we do for our kids? We clap for them, encouraged them to keep trying. We're telling them they did a good job. We need to do that more for ourselves. That narrator in your head, she can change her tune to be somebody that's motivating you to follow through and to keep trying. I know I do much better in fitness classes when the instructor is cheering us on, saying, good job, maybe giving a few corrections, but just keeps encouraging us to keep pushing through. Much rather than the boot camp style where there's that mean guy with the whistle and yelling at you. I much rather the encouragement than the berating. And so you need to change that, flip that switch in your head. And you can do this with some positive affirmations. Help that inner cheerleader, you can start your day with some affirmations. After you brush your teeth, look in the mirror and say, every day I'm getting a little healthier, or I am strong and I can do this. I am worth the work to get healthier. The better I take care of myself, the better I feel. Think of some other things that you could tell yourself that counter that bully voice in your head and really help you feel empowered to keep making better choices. Tell me, what's one positive affirmation that you can start using today? Tell me in the comments and let's build a list together. I like to think that I'm not a competitive person, but when family games come into play, I realize that I am a little competitive. What about you? So this next tip is to compete with yourself. A little competition can be healthy. So in the game of you, you're the only competitor. So as you're looking at your healthy habits and planning out your day, try to challenge yourself to do a little better. James Clear of Atomic Habits says that 1% better each day really can make a lasting difference. How can you get 1% better? Maybe when you're exercising, you'll do one more rep, or 1 more minute. Or maybe when you're eating healthier, you're gonna add 1 more vegetable to your plate, or eat 1 less bite of something. How can you compete with yourself to do just a little bit better? Think of it as leveling up on a phone game or a video game. Each small win gets you a little closer to your goal. So as you compete with yourself, how can I make this meal a little healthier? How can I go a little farther on this workout? How can I get a little bit better sleep? Or how can I learn to unwind and relax just a little bit more? It's those little 1% differences that can really stick over those giant changes. You'll hear me tell you that all the time. So how can you compete with yourself to be just a little better? Now, in our past with the diet culture, we might have set a goal weight and had that dream outfit hanging in our closet as inspiration that we could see ourselves fitting into it if we just did the work. Now, I like to do a little different way of visualizing. I want you, instead of visualizing exactly how you're going to look, I want you to visualize how you're going to feel. How will you feel and what becomes possible if you get consistent on these healthy habits that really make a difference in how you age? I am kind of an accidental runner. It was never on my bingo card to become a runner, but then I set a goal before I turned 50 to run a 10K. I'd run a few 5Ks here and there. And I say run loosely because I run, walk, I'm not fast, but I do identify as a runner. I finally got to that point. But when I was training for that 10K, it was challenging for me because I'd never run that far. I've had asthma in the past, so I had to manage my breathing. I did the training that my coach set out for me. But the thing that really made a difference is I had never run that far, but I started visualizing the race. I looked up where the race was going to be, what it looked like, what the finish line looked like, and every night before bed, I would close my eyes and imagine myself running through that finish line. How great it would feel with my hands in the air to have completed that goal. I practiced finishing way before I ever even started. And I know that made a huge difference in me actually reaching that goal. Healthy lifestyle is never a final finish line, but I want you to have milestone goals. What does it make possible if you have more energy, if you don't feel weighted down by bloating and extra weight? Do you get to travel or have adventures or have a more active social life or play with grandkids? What does that finish line or end goal look like? I want you to visualize it and really know what you're working towards. Try to use all your senses to build up that scene in your head of where that milestone gets you. How are you feeling? Who are you celebrating with? What are you eating? How are you moving? All those things. Get a really clear picture of where you're going, and slowly but surely you practice that vision. It makes following through on those habits to get there that much easier. So practice that visualization. I want to be the kind of person who easily travels and goes wherever they want. I want to be the kind of person who doesn't have to spend a ton of time at the doctor, and instead I'm enjoying life. What kind of person do you want to be as you age? Visualize it and practice it in your head, and then it becomes a reality. Remember, you get to change your thoughts. So are you ready to kick that mean girl voice out and get that narrator in your head to become your best cheerleader? When you learn to become a better thinker, following through with those healthy habits gets easier. These mindset tricks are a little glimpse of what I teach in my Consistency Code course. The details are in the caption. A healthier lifestyle is easier to stick to when you make it more fun. And that's what I'm sharing in this video here, where I go to the farmer's market and show you how to make healthy eating fun again.